Hey everybody, this is vlog 28. I did it again. I didn't look before I leapt. Yes, and I got it right again. So I guess maybe I should just start trusting my gut. I guess it's vlog 28, creeping up on the 30 mark. It's impressive. I didn't think I'd actually keep this up for as long as I've had so far. And I hope that the people who are listening are actually enjoying it, and maybe even maybe in a slight fashion, possibly even helping somebody. Like I've said before, if you got anything you want to say, leave it in the comments. Or just simply like the video, hit the little like button, or yeah, like I said, leave a comment. I mean, praise is good, but so is constructive criticism. You think I'm doing something a little wrong, something I need to improve on, maybe not say so much. You know, I can only do so much. So, or maybe try not to do too many of these while under the influence of my nighttime meds, where I appear to be very slow and disoriented. Because I know that happens. Because I'll take my night meds and then I'll record a video, and I've even done it recently where I had completely forgotten that I even had a video that I recorded. So we're going to try to keep that down to a minimum. But anyway, the book I was talking about last time, A Different Shade of Normal by Jacob Glidewell. I finished that up. It was a satisfying read. It was very interesting to see a book that was actually written by a paranoid schizophrenic, and it actually being that person's thoughts, that person's words, and not trying to dumb it down, or rather not trying to put a bunch of technical jargon in there. You know, he whenever he spoke in the book, it was always very simple, simple speech, but yet it got the point across. So, and that kind of was the whole thing. So it was a very good book. I mean, I paid 99 cents for it, for the Kindle version. I don't know how much the paperback or whatever version is, but if you got a e-reader, just yeah, I mean, it's like $1, and it's a fantastic read, especially if you're interested in mental illnesses and first-person accounts of people with schizophrenia. I found the book to be enlightening in some ways, because not only that, but refreshing, because and even sort of lifting a little bit of burden off my shoulders, because I'm like, oh, I'm not the only schizophrenic who feels like that. Other schizophrenics feel like that. Okay, well, okay, that's good. If this guy can manage it, and he explains how he attempts to, I can try and apply that in my own life. Now, and as he states in the book, and as I've always stated, no two schizophrenics are the same. we're all like snowflakes, you know? We're all like leaves on a tree. You're never going to find two that are exactly the same. It's impossible. So, he unfortunately had a genetic disposition towards actually having a mental illness. The only genetic disposition that I have is to depression. There have been multiple people on my mother's side who have suffered depression, including herself. I don't know if they do anymore, but those who are still alive, um, it's an damn. Lost it again. Halfway in thought, and I just drop it. It's like dropping an anvil. There's no way you're gonna pick that thing back up again. Or even begin to remember. Oh, wow. Excuse me. Massive yawn. Okay, well, outside of that reading, I've been reading Batman Year One by Frank Miller, and this is a graphic novel I've been waiting to, or a collection of comics that I've been waiting to read for a while. I just never really got. I'm kind of weird when it comes to comics. Like, if I can't get my hands on the original source, I really don't care. But luckily, actually, the Kindle version of the graphic novel compilation of the 4 issues, it was the colorized version, and holy crap. What am I yawning for? This is insane. It was all put together very nicely in a very nice package. And the Kindle Fire, its comic reader is it's really nice because you can read panel by panel. Not only can you see the whole page, but if you double click on a panel or double tap on a panel, it explodes it and makes it larger, and you can see you can see more detail in the panel, and the text is larger, which is actually helpful in Batman Year One, because whenever Batman or Bruce Wayne speaks, it's actually in cursive. It's not in like typed text or print. It's in cursive. So sometimes some of the words can be hard to understand, or at least be able to read. They're difficult. But it ended fantastically, and I can't wait to read Frank Miller's other one, which I believe is Dark Knight Rises or The Dark Knight Returns, something like that. My father ran into my psychiatrist the other day, and he mentioned that he has a couple recommendations, I guess referrals for me to other psychologists. So when I go see him this week, at the end of the week, I'll see what he has and line it up next to with what I have, and we'll find out what's going to work out. So hopefully Hopefully maybe there's an overlap somewhere, and then that'll be an easy transition, hopefully. Then I went and just because this is something that needs to get done, but it's difficult to get done because it requires, it's not just me doing something, it's me and my father. uh, there's a ridiculous amount of photos and various albums of photos and pictures and stuff that existed, or they came out of his mother's house. And my task was originally to start scanning all these old photos in, but the problem was that these photos are in really weird dimensions. Not only that, but they most of the bindings that they're in are dry rotted, and so I open it up and it breaks. You know, it's like, well, shit. What am I supposed to do? Not only that, but then there's pages. The pages are still intact, but the photos that are on those pages, they're no longer stickied to that page. The adhesive has worn itself off, or has just become, you know, just like the paper, dry rot. So anyway, I scanned in a couple of photos we actually had hanging up in the house, just to have a digital record of those. And then we're probably going to take those photos and we're going to give them, because in the will and what have you, they were supposed to go to my brother's sister, one of my brother's sisters. And he has 2 living sisters. He had 3 sisters, but one of them died quite young. She died, I think she might have made it to her 30s. I'm not entirely sure. No one ever really talked about her very much when I was around, when I was a kid. That, and if they did, I wouldn't know about it because I was a kid. And, you know, I just never really, you know, would think about stuff like that. So no one was like, oh, well, it's too bad you never got to meet your Aunt Charlotte. And it's like, well, that was never said to me, ever. So, I mean, there were plenty of times when, you know, I've completely forgotten the fact that Dad had another sister. Which, you know, I don't, yeah, it's too bad that I didn't get to meet her, but it's also not some burden on me. It's like, oh, well, you didn't get to meet her. Well, that doesn't matter. I met the other sisters, and I'm sure Charlotte would have liked me as much as I liked her if we would have known each other. But anyway, continuing on, I scanned those photos in, finished that up, and then I started reading. I downloaded onto my Kindle the autobiography of Mark Twain, which is something that I've been really wanting to read. Because Mark Twain, he dictated his own biography when he was back while he was still alive, and then he said, okay, don't publish this until 100 years after my death. So that's what happened. Kept under lock and key until 100 years later and was released, which was a couple years ago, or may have been more than a couple years ago. But anyway, I'm just getting around to it. And, so I'm starting to read it. And Mark Twain's one of my favorite historical figures. Not only did I like his books, but I enjoyed his sense of humor greatly. I really appreciated it. It really makes me laugh. I mean, out loud laughing, which is impressive because you got to be pretty funny to get me to laugh out loud. Considering the amount of medicine I'm on, trying to suppress emotion. But anyway, that's what's going on here. I'm let's see. I got 2 shirts from ThinkGeek because I had to reorder this sticker, this decal from it says decal from video game Portal 2. It was the 1940s. 1940s? Yeah. It was 1940s logo. It was like Aperture Science Innovators. It was this big decal and had like an atom structure on it, and it had the Aperture logo around it, and then underneath it said Aperture Science Innovators. Well, the first one I got it and I went to go put it on my car, on my side window that doesn't open. But it was just big enough to hold the decal. And it's not a window I ever usually look out of. So it was kind of fine to obstruct the view from there. I went and tried to put it on, and the wind blew, and just by happenstance, it blew the paper onto itself, and the stuff is super sticky, and it stuck to it, and then it was just like, there's no way. So it basically folded itself in half and ruined it. So anyway, I got back on my computer and real quick, and I reordered another one because it was on sale, and I really wanted this decal for my car, and I got it, loaded, did that, found out they were having a sale on t-shirts, sort of a buy one get one free, or buy one get one 50% off. So that's what I did, and I ended up getting 2 shirts. One is this shirt, it's a brown colored shirt, and it's got this like porthole window on it, and it looks and inside of it there's the illustration of a heart muscle, and it looks like a real heart, you know, like a human heart, not the thing, but an actual, you know, the fist, the muscle thing. And then it says it's steam powered, and it's got all these gears and stuff all over it, and that's pretty cool. And then I got a shirt that has the ethanol molecule on it, because, well, I love the ethanol molecule. But anyway, about to hit 20 minutes, so I'll talk to you guys later. Have good times. See ya.